We see them every day, right? Scattered on the sidewalk, floating on a breeze. But have you ever stopped and just really looked at a bird's feather? It seems so simple, but it's actually one of the most amazing pieces of engineering in the entire natural world. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to take a deep dive and uncover the secrets hiding inside. We're not just looking at it as a pretty object, but as a piece of high-performance tech perfected over millions of years of evolution. So, what is a feather really for? Now, if you said flight, you're not wrong, but you're only seeing a tiny piece of the puzzle. Its job is so much bigger than just that. Exactly. A feather isn't just one thing. Think of it more like a Swiss Army knife that evolution built for survival. It gives a bird warmth, it helps it hide from predators, it sends signals to other birds, and yeah, of course, it gives it the incredible power of flight. Every single one tells a story of adaptation. And to pull off all those different jobs, a bird can't just rely on one type of feather. Oh no, it has a whole toolkit, and each piece is specialized for a very specific task. First up, you've got the powerhouses, the flight feathers on the wings and tail. These things are true aerodynamic marvels. They're incredibly strong but also flexible, and they shape the air to create lift and thrust, a lot like the wing of an airplane. Okay, so tucked in underneath that outer layer, you'll find the down feathers. This is the bird's personal insulation. Their structure is super soft and loose, which is perfect for trapping a layer of air right next to the body. It keeps the bird warm when it's cold and even helps keep it cool when it's hot. It's the exact same idea we use in our down jackets. And finally, covering the whole body are the contour feathers. These are the ones that give a bird its smooth, sleek shape, which helps cut down on drag when it's flying. They also overlap, kind of like shingles on a roof, to create a waterproof barrier that keeps those important down feathers totally dry. Okay, let's zoom in because this is where things get truly mind-blowing. How does a feather, which feels so light and delicate, have the incredible strength needed for flight? Well, the secret is all in its microscopic structure. It all starts with a pretty simple protein, keratin. And yes, I mean the exact same stuff that makes up our own hair and fingernails. But in a feather, nature has taken this basic material and engineered it into something unbelievably complex and efficient. The structure itself is just genius, and it works a lot like Velcro. It starts with that central shaft, the rachis. Branching off from that, you have hundreds of barbs. But the real magic happens on an even smaller scale. On each of those barbs are tiny little barbules, and they have microscopic hooks that literally zip everything together. It creates one single, strong, yet incredibly lightweight surface. Now, this incredible microstructure doesn't just give the feather its strength, it's also responsible for one of its other most famous features, its spectacular color. But where do those colors even come from? Well, it's a fascinating mix of chemistry and pure physics. A feather actually gets its color in two completely different ways. The first way is with pigments, which are kind of like tiny drops of paint. You have melanin, which creates blacks and browns, and carotenoids, which birds often get from their diet, creating reds and yellows. But the second way is just physics. It's called structural color, and there's no dye at all. Instead, the feather's microscopic structure is built to scatter light reflecting only certain colors. This is the secret behind those brilliant, shimmering blues and greens that seem to change right before your eyes. Think of it like this. A flamingo's vibrant pink, that's all pigment. If it stops eating the right kind of algae, it actually turns pale. But a peacock's incredible iridescent tail, that is pure structural color. There is no blue or green pigment in those feathers whatsoever. The whole thing is a magnificent trick of the light. So we've seen the how, the structure, and the color, but how does all this tech play out in the day-to-day drama of a bird's life? Well, it turns out that a feather's design is a direct reflection of its owner's lifestyle. Take the owl, a master of stealth hunting. Its secret weapon? Feathers that are designed for total silence. They have this soft, velvety texture that actually absorbs the sound of air rushing over the wing. This lets the owl swoop down on its prey completely undetected. It's basically nature's original stealth technology. And you see these specializations everywhere. Falcons have these super stiff, smooth feathers to cut down on drag during those insane high-speed dives. Ducks use oil from a gland near their tail to meticulously waterproof their feathers, which keeps them warm and lets them float. And of course, so many male birds use incredibly vibrant feathers in these elaborate displays to attract a mate. But feathers don't last forever. They get worn out and damaged, so birds have to go through a process called molting. And this is a really dangerous, vulnerable time for them. Some ducks, for instance, lose all their flight feathers at once and literally have to hide for weeks, completely unable to fly until their new set grows in. It's really no surprise that this level of natural engineering has inspired us humans for centuries. I mean, from the humble quill pen all the way to the complex aerodynamics of modern aircraft, we are still learning from the feather's absolutely perfect design. So, we come all the way back to where we started. All of that complexity, the aerodynamics, the insulation, the waterproofing, the silent flight, and all that brilliant color, it's all packed into this one single feather. The next time you find a feather on the ground, I really hope you pick it up and take a closer look, because you're not just holding a piece of a bird, you're holding a masterpiece of engineering, a single page from one of nature's most incredible stories. It really makes you wonder, what other everyday marvels are we all overlooking?